Hello, hello. I am Patricia Rosatello, and it's so good to see people watching me. Hello, Dan. Great. Today I'm sharing some of the marketing insights that I've learned over the years. Please say hi in the comments, even if you're seeing this on replay. And I just lost my notes. Hang on. I'll be back. Okay. Anyway, in this session, we're talking about what to do with those people once they opt in. This is part 2. So just to bring you up to speed, we've interrupted our prospect. We engaged them. We educated them with, maybe a 30-second video telling them why they should opt in. We got them to opt in for our offer. And now what do we do with them, right? So yes, in our last episode, which was what to do with those people once they opt in, part 1, we remembered that we needed to deliver whatever it was that we had promised them. And then we want to set them up on a sequence. Now, that's part 2. Sequence might be a series of emails. It might be a sequence of mailings, direct mail. It could be some of each. It all kind of depends on what works for you, what works for your market, and what kind of tech you have to work with. There are systems that will work with both. I have not worked with them, but I believe Infusionsoft works with that. But for most of us, we're probably familiar with autoresponders. An autoresponder, of course, you have a sequence of messages set up on it, and a person opts in and they get this sequence of messages. And it's pretty slick. However, nowadays we also have something called automation. And when you have an automation set up, you can set it up so that when they take a certain action, so maybe they click on a link, right? Or maybe they go to a certain web page, and you can track that with code. Yes. You can track what they do, and you can move them over to a different automation if they've progressed. So here's how an automation might work. Person opts in to a list. The automation picks them up because you have it set to pick them up when they subscribe, and it sends them the welcome email. And then maybe it sends them a few more emails, at which point they take an action, right? And the automation sends them over to a different automation, or maybe it does some other sequencing thing on the side. So, and they do that. We're doing that now because this particular prospect went from slow lane to fast lane. Slow lane is a person in research mode. Think a busy highway, right? And you've got a slow lane for people who are maybe getting ready to turn off. They live locally, they're turning off locally. You've got a middle lane where people are they're through, but they might be turning off a few miles up. And then you've got the fast lane, okay? And that's for people who really, truly are just going through. Phew, they don't live in Chicago, they're just zipping on through. Right, so the slow lane person is a person who's in research mode, for our analogy, really. They're taking their time. They need to figure out what the best deal is. They need to figure out how this thing works. They need to be sure that they can trust you. And maybe they're waiting for something else that's not you related. Maybe they're, putting finances together because your package is out of their kind of reach, comfortable reach, whatever. And all of a sudden, they're ready. They click on something, bing-a-bong-a-boom, and you want to send them different information than you have been sending them. So now the automation will send them different information. Maybe it sends them a different email. Maybe it sends you a note to call them. Maybe it sends them over to your calendar to get on the calendar so that you can call them. Right. Whatever. I hope that makes sense. Drop me questions if you have questions, and I will do my best to answer them. I hope that makes sense. There we go. And my call to action is if you would like a copy of my latest book, which is 45-Minute Marketing. It explains most of these things in greater depth than I can here. Please hop on over to patriciarezzatello.com/45. There we go. The link is in the post. If it's not in the post for some reason, holler at me and I will drop that for you. Hop on over and grab your free copy today. Hey, thank you so much for joining me today. Join me again in the next episode when we talk about using joint ventures to make money, build your business, and a bunch of other things that you can do with joint ventures. I love joint ventures. So, bye-bye. See you soon.